wondering, what is the look? The look is an intensive stare that's given to a child when they've done something wrong, like making a noise in church. We really want to abolish the look.
We decided to do the project to make adults and children bond. So we did a fun day, hoping that lots of people would come so the adults and the children could bond together doing activities. However, not many people came, so we decided to make a video.
I want to find out what adults like about church and why they want to come to church on a Sunday to celebrate God.
Oh, my child, got a home all right.
The best thing about church when I was a child was to meet with the other children and learn about Jesus together. And that started off a real good fellowship, and it paved the way for my future as how I got on with people as I grew up.
The best thing about going to church was that it was a comfortable church with quite new, a lot of young people, and we had a nice Sunday school and youth groups. I was a member of the Girl Guides.
Most of the time we look forward to going to church, we love it. In the pew, eating my sweets while the vicars did the sermon.
I liked the regularity of it, that it was something every week. I liked the colour and the drama of the celebration of the Mass.
You get to play with your friends now and then, and you get Sunday schools and stuff like that, so you get to play and learn loads of things about God.
I think it opens my mind about God, and I learn more than just reading a book and just reading the Bible.
I quite like Sunday school, and also it's quite a big space, so you have fun, you have time to play with your friends.
Well, it's very fun, and you can learn about the Bible and why Jesus Christ died for us.
I like about when we get to pray to God.
I like the prayers because I like caring about people's feelings.
I want to be involved in this project because I want to hear what the adults have got to say, because they are older people, so it's different from what is happening now.
Sermons. I used to find the sermons really boring, I'm afraid. I mean, I suspect, when I think about them now, they're probably quite interesting to me as an adult, but I didn't really find them very interesting at the time. I think also I used to sometimes not like getting out of bed on Sunday mornings as well. I wanted to stay at home, but I'm glad I did it now.
They were cold! Churches are so cold, and my mum was very, very strict, so we weren't allowed to run around the church, we weren't allowed to make any noise, we had to sit absolutely still. And she would be quite shocked actually by some of the noise and some of the children running around at St John's, because she was very, very stern.
Oh, the fact that at times the older ones didn't actually allow us to worship with them, and then we were kept very far from our parents. And by the time we became much younger, if you go to church, people were staying very, very quiet and still. You know, that did frighten me. I wasn't too sure whether they were afraid of God or what.
I started going to church when I was 8 years old, and I sang in the choir until about the age of 12 or 13. And every week in the morning service we sat in the gallery, which was great because I could sit in the gallery and do my French homework during the sermon slot. So that was all good. And then afterwards, in the evening service, we sat down in the main choir stalls. And quite often we'd had Sunday lunch at home, and I drank lemonade. What about you? But lemonade makes you want to go to the loo, doesn't it?
Yes.
And so always, every single week without fail, during the 6:30 Book of Common Prayer Evensong service, for the second half, I'd be sitting in the choir stalls, desperate to go to the loo. And because they were so public, these choir stalls, you couldn't just suddenly get up and go round to the toilet. And so that was one of the things which I remember not being quite so strict a memory when I was growing up.
I didn't like having to listen to long sermons by the priest that I didn't understand and that the adults all seemed to understand, but I didn't.
Not being included in some of the activities that were being done in church. I would have loved to be given the opportunity to read some of the Bible passages in church, but we had a lot of adults doing that, so children were not included. But in our Sunday schools, we had such opportunities to do it, and that was why I loved the Sunday school, because we could participate in it. And as children, we were not being asked our views as well. So I felt, as kids, we would have been asked, okay, what do you think you would like to incorporate in one or two things in church? So that I didn't like very much because I felt excluded.
Some of the church services I found a bit boring. So even though there were lots of things going on around with the children's groups and everything, some of the church services I found I didn't really relate to, didn't involve the children very much in the services sometimes. And that's probably the only thing I didn't like.
The only thing that I don't like about church is that there's quite a long space after when the service is finished.
Well, that's really hard because I like most everything about church, but the main thing I don't like about church is that it's cold.
When people fight.
Why do you think people fight in the church?
Because sometimes they fight each other and then they start coming and fighting me.
We get to find out adults' point of view as a child, like, so we can relate to how we feel now.
He has made me glad, He has made me glad, I will thank the Lord.
I think more than anything, I felt very safe in church. So there were my parents, but there were also the church family as well. So for me, it was a very safe place to be.
Being in church as a child made me feel like I was part of the adult group. I liked participating in singing, especially in praying, in learning little parables, little stories that Jesus told to people whilst he was going about praying. I really enjoyed listening to those kind of stories as a child.
I feel happy for going to the Sunday school and being with my God.
It makes me feel wanted. It makes me feel that I've got lots of people around me that are there for me.
It felt special. It felt like something that told me I was in the presence of something, of someone. My mum would talk to me about Jesus, and we read from the Bible regularly, and she always closed the day with me in prayer. But I didn't really understand the presence, and partly church was just, it was what you did on Sundays. All the shops were shut, there wasn't much on TV, let's go to church. But when we were there was a sense that we were in the presence of something bigger than us.
Being in church makes me feel like respected, because normally I don't really get like this kind of opportunity with other people and stuff like that. So it makes me feel, respected.